Yeah, so socialism, according to Google, socialism is when the government owns the means of production. Now, what are the means of production, or what is the means of production? The means of production is the earth. Now, the government owns and controls the earth. Now, this is like, duh, okay, but you got to think about it. You got to think about it. You have a stake in the earth. Are you planted someplace? Okay, do you have a home base? Do you have a home base that is still going to be home base if you want, without so much additional input, without changing your thing? Uh, you're still going to be able to be at that home base in 10, 20, 50 years. Most people, that's a negatory. Now, if you're not planted someplace, you got this fucked up thing in your mind, psychological disorder. Okay, it's a mental disorder that is like fucking wandering around, being fucking scared or unsettled. Okay, um, it ain't in the DSM. Probably, maybe it could be. Maybe I could cherry pick and come up with my own deal, but it's a disease is greatly exacerbated by urbanism, or what do they fucking call it? Basically, the Industrial Revolution. You have, I think it was urbanism or urbanization. And so people move to cities, pave over the ground, okay, seal off the ground, move to cities, and all they see is the work of man. Everything is fucking defiled. It's like, who decided to do that? Why is it being used for that? That's definitely not perfect. And this shit is everywhere. And it's just exacerbated in the city. Uh, and exacerbated when fucking people have their heads up their asses. So, you got the Georgism, you got the people or companies, entities owning the land. They're the ones that actually have the control. Now, does the government control the means of production? Well, property taxes and whatnot. All right. So, government is acting as though government is the king. Because it's democracy, everybody just agrees that this is how it goes. There's no minimum qualification or whatever for percentage of the population you need to turn out, or a percentage of qualified electors or qualified voters who need to turn out in order to cause somebody or some election to be nullified, right? In other words, let's say that there were a provision that says if X percent, let's say over 50%, don't vote in the election, then the election is not important to 50%, over 50%. So fuck the results. If you don't get half the qualified voters to vote, then fuck you. Do another election, roll it around, do it again the next year. Whoever's in office, they get to stay in office. If 51% don't turn out for the next election, it's like, all right, dumb fuckers, I want to get elected, so you all get fucking free classes. Da 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 da. I'm gonna have to make some fucking moves and get the companies to pay for schooling and shit to teach these fuckers how to fucking consider, 10 days and 10 years down the line, uh, in order to get elected, their representative or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And this is legitimate too, because they don't got a problem. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If they ain't got a problem with the current representation, why are you going to shake it up? Mandatory elections. Fuck that shit. If they're doing a good job, don't fucking break it. You know what I'm saying? If they're doing a bad job, why are you gonna let them fill out their term? They're doing a bad job. Kick them in the fucking ass. Get them the fuck out of there. And we're gonna put an interim dude, maybe pull him out of retirement. This guy doesn't just sit there and jack off. So he'll get some work done at least. Maybe not the best, but he'll get work done and he knows how it goes. So you get one of those guys in there while you hold the election. Emergency fucking fill in old guy while you do an election And this dude that just got kicked out, like, he can't even run for another 3 years or something, you know. And but just vastly different than what we got going on right now. So the government owns the means of production. You know, case in point, you know, like, because I can't go into debt. I've done it short term, you know, but I pay that shit off immediately, and so it sucks. But I don't like being in debt, so I don't go into debt because you know, it's a terrible thing to be linked to these evildoers. Okay, these guys don't give a shit about Torah. You're gonna go sign a contract and fucking yoke yourself to them. Fuck that shit. Then for the entire period of that contract, your entire fucking life is clouded by what that motherfucker's doing. Don't fucking do that shit. You know, if you don't know the fucking guy, why are you signing your fucking name? You talk about a big corporate institution or whatever. You don't know everybody in there. There could be some fucking serial killers in that motherfucker. And you're fucking paying for that shit. Oh, but you're excused because you didn't fucking think that far ahead and everybody else is doing it. Not so. Jesus fucking Christ. So, take responsibility for your actions, meaning every contract that you enter into, you better fucking damn well be sure that you want to enter into that contract. It's not because everybody else is doing it, and there's not fucking fine print and 16 pages of this and that for a fucking phone contract. It has to be fucking, you know, 50 words or less. You know what I'm saying? Like, if everybody's got to see the end user agreement, right? Then it's got to be like 50 words. It's like anybody with a fifth grade education can totally go in there and say, oh, it means this. And anybody who wants to pull some lawyer speak bullshit gets fucking, uh, not karate kicked, but fucking kicked by a horse in the fucking abdomen. Okay? Kicked by a horse in the fucking abdomen. You want to go play fucking patty cake? Kicked in the horse or kicked by a horse in the abdomen. At least once. And then nobody can fucking help him for 7 fucking minutes. You know, some shit like that. Give God some time to make this horse wig out and stomp on the motherfucker's head if that's what God wants to do. Or buck him off, or just lollygag around, you know, whatever God wants to do with the horse. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, rig it up and fucking prod the fucking horse to kick this fucker in the chest. Like, you might be able to do that. It might kill him, but fuck, such is life. Now, uh, Georgism, meaning that proletariat, okay, the common man, when the common man comes to realize that he's paying fucking rent, he's paying all his money to this fleeting bullshit that's gonna fucking rust, that you need to fucking pay to maintain, that you need to fucking care about, you need to fucking pay for storage and security and fucking locks and fucking surveillance, and you need to fucking spend your time paying attention to this shit. And something fucking goes wrong because you can't spend all your time doing that. Now you gotta fix it. And so it's just a huge fucking burden that you don't want to own shit because it's a huge fucking burden. But if you can control your environment, right? If you can get in with your buddies and go start your own city, you know, small community or whatever, y'all get to make the rules. As long as you abide by these rules, y'all can make whatever fucking rules. So long as some foreigner, the rules are clear and not outlandish, so that a foreigner can walk into town and not be expected to break the law. You know, if you're gonna change, then just a couple or a few minor points or major points. You know, maybe you do a neighborhood like in Germany, and it's like, motherfucker, we're gonna send the Poe after you, and we're going to gag you and arrest you and put you in jail for an entire fucking day, 24 hours, if you play your music too loud in this fucking area. Okay, might sound extreme. It's on a sign. Don't say you're surprised. Uh, and things like that. There's going to be a lot more flavor going on. Okay, you talk about tourism. You're going to be able to tour what amounts to, you know, another country or whatever in nowadays world. You're going to be able to tour what amounts to another country by going 100 miles away, and then another 100 miles here in another country, 50 more miles across the border. A little micro state going on here. special rules, da 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 da, player position. And so with this, it'll make such a complex with the simple rules. Okay, you follow the simple rules, make it so that you can legitimately be a citizen of the world, so to speak, but also in actuality a citizen of the world. You will follow these basic rules and travel anywhere, and know that at least you're not going to get put in jail or nothing, as long as you can read the fucking sign, okay, and respect what they're saying. Um, tens, fifties, hundreds, thousands. You got to get with your battle buddy. You got to get with your minion, and you got to start making it happen as you are Elohim. Now, this is a position or positions that are not available to just anybody, and so